It's April, you know that means it's winter time outside again. So yay for ices and happiness and winter time and cause black and white's weird like that with the seasons and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to show the winter thing. So I decided to go to the place with the rocket guy and his the guy that talks in like weird Yoda speak because he has like mental. I still don't understand how this guy was actually able to start off a family. If he talks, see, a long time ago I was gone. Bye bye, go go. I went home. I did Team Rocket, so I self my pledge. He just talks so weird. Now married I am, he says, and he's just so. Oh man, he was the weirdest character. That's one of the weirdest, coolest Easter eggs in black and white that there is, and it's just so odd. And I don't have any room to talk about random stuff anymore because I don't have my Let's Play anymore. That makes me sad. So we have a UU battle again because that's all I really do nowadays against a Bison from Smogan Wi-Fi Battle Finder. It's a decent match. This is using a new UU team here that I was testing for a while and finally got to a point where it's good enough. So yeah, I had a lot of just weird changes with this team that I never actually showed any battles with. But now the team's decent enough where I can actually upload a battle with it. Not sure what I think I was predicting, and he kind of decided to leave at my Crobat, and he ends up going into his Zapdos. So I was fearing Thunderbolt, so I go into my Claydol. He ends up setting up the Rain Dance. This is a manual Rain team, as you also saw the Kingdra there, so that's going to be a big threat right off the bat as he sets up the Rain, which is going to suck. So gonna just go for the Stealth Rocks right now. I figured he switched straight into Kingdra, but he actually just goes into his Registeel, which is kind of weird just because Kingdra is the best user of the Rain right now, and he really shouldn't just rootlessly switch this thing in just to get his rocks up early game, but whatever, that's what he chooses to do, and he decides to get the rocks up, and it is the thing that's gonna happen. I go into my Empoleon, and I'm just going to go for the safe Surf because I'm in the rain. That's going to do tons of damage. Just I go for the agility here, which is kind of weird because the only thing that really outspeeds me is the Raikou, so I don't really know why I went for the agility there, but in any event, I'm going to go for the Surf now. I probably should just went for 2 Surfs in the first place. That way this Dust Clops wouldn't have been an issue, but either way, Rain's going to run out here, which is kind of weird, so that Zapdos does not have Damp Rock, which is interesting, and I'm just going to be able to kill it off with 2 Surfs. Despite the Rain ring off, it's still to a KO, so that's nice. So Empoleon is able to take that thing out. And this is my agility one from 4th gen I use a lot. I even trained this, I leveled the thing up level 100 like a long time ago, but I just couldn't build a good team around it, so it's here now. He ends up going to a Azumarill, and here I actually kind of made a odd misclick and go into Porygon 2, and I kind of meant to go into Victini since that is my best thing to take a superpower, obviously. But I actually went to Porygon 2, which is really, really stupid, because now my main physical wall of the team takes, like, almost all of its health, and that's just really retarded, and God, I hate that. That misclick was just so stupid. God, I'm so idiot. Why'd I do that? Whatever. I'm going to switch into Victini now to take the superpower. It's going to take it a little better than I planned just because, it is at -1 now. Now it's going to be at -2. No, because he's at -2 defense and attack. He's going to switch out here, so I'm just going to go for the U-turn. Obviously predicting his switch. This is a Scarf to Victini. I also have a Banded one that isn't level 100 yet, but this is this is Adamant Scarf, I believe. The other one's going to be Jolly Banded, so I have 2 Victinis with V-Create and whatnot, so ends up going into his Kingdra. I get a cut off the U-turn, which kind of is going to hurt him, as you'll see a little bit. Going to go with my Porygon. I know it can live any hit, so I'm just going to go for the safe Ice Beam. I wasn't sure if Grass Knot or Ice Beam is stronger against Kingdra, and I really didn't felt the need to look up its weight online or whatever, so I decided, I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam since I know it'll still do a decent chunk. Almost takes him out, and I was hoping that was in range for Life Orb will take him out, because I'm pretty sure he'd be running it, and dude, why do people always name their stuff more than, count how many characters you are before you make a nickname, especially a nickname that's as boring as just naming it after a Rick. That's such a stupid nickname in the first place. That's why nicknames are stupid, because 90% of them suck anyways. I don't see why people make such a big deal out of them. Whatever. Stupid name. You can't even tell what attack he's using from the text. That's how bad the game's glitching out because of that badly named name thing. So Thing dies, we both die to double down. I end up going to P2 Aspire for the last little pixel of Life Orb because it's useless at this point. I'm going to go into Claydol on the double down because I can't spin away the rocks because I don't want them up anymore. And he just goes in the Registeel to set up the Rain, which is, I guess, fine. I believe I just go for the Earth Power here just to get some damage off, figuring he'd do this, and figuring this thing also had the Rain. I just assumed it did. I don't see any leftovers, so I'm assuming this thing has a Damp Rock, so it's going to be 8 turns of Rain now, so that's going to be a thing. I believe I just go for the Rapid Spin here as he switches into his Azumarill, and yeah, I get rid of the rock. So Azumarill comes out here. I really don't have anything to take a Waterfall anymore because I let my Porygon 2 die for no reason, pretty much, so just gonna let Claydol die here, since I could go into Roserade to take it, but it really wouldn't take it as well as I thought. So I'm gonna go into Roserade now, since I know I'm faster, and since I'm pretty sure he's locked in on waterfall, he can't Aqua Jet me, so I can just go for the sleep powder from the sleep in case he wanted to switch out into something like the Raikou. But he doesn't, so I'm just like, okay, fine, I'm gonna kill this thing off with the Leaf Storm. Now, this is a offensive Rose Raid, it is a Life Orb, so that is a thing, and it has no entry hazards on it. Oh my god, a Rose Raid without entry hazards, that's craziness. What is this craziness? Okay, so yeah. Now he goes into the Zapdos. I'm confident I can take an HPS at this range, so I'm just gonna stay in here. I believe just go for this sleep powder again. And he has the heat wave on our rain team. Because the rain's up, it doesn't kill me. And I'm like, why don't you have the HPS, dude? The HPS probably wouldn't have killed me anyways, but it would have done a little bit more. But why do you have a heat wave on a rain team? That's so weird. Anyways, get the Zapdos to sleep. Gonna go into Victini now since I can kill this thing off with a couple of Fusion Bolts. Because the rain's up, don't want to go for the V-Create. So I'm kind of hoping Fusion Bolt at this point will be a 2-hit KO. And I love Fusion Bolt's animation, by the way. It's so sexy. But it turns out not to be, which really does suck for me. So I here have to kind of hope for the second turn of sleep. And it doesn't really matter because I end up getting a crit off this Fusion Bolt. Does suck if he would have woken up because he probably would have taken me out. And that would have pretty much made it his game from there. But it made the match a little bit more interesting. So here I'm going to make my second return, not quite yet, okay, it's not yet where I may make my second most stupid play, but he's going to go back in the register, set up the rain once again, but, you know, it's really not that big of a deal, so whatever, it's not that making that big of a difference in the match overall, but I'm going to put to sleep now. It does suck because the rain's up because I do have HP Fire on this thing, but with the rain up, I know it won't really do much, so I'm just going to switch back into my, to Bork here, and I'm just going to stall out the rain turns, pretty much, was my mindset at the time. I know it could take an Iron Head or an Earth, I was mostly predicting him to have Earthquake, but he has Iron Head, so that's going to do a decent chunk, I guess. And here, I should have taunted. I should have taunted this turn, I should have taunted next turn, and I should have taunted the turn after. But I don't. Because I didn't taunt, he gets his rocks up. I have no idea why I went for the Super Fang. I should have taunted. I'm just... what was I thinking? And then he T-Waves me. I'm like, all these non-attacking moves could have been stopped if I just went for taunt. I also don't want him setting up the rain back up once it runs out. I went into Crobat mainly to taunt him in the first place, but for some reason, I don't go for the taunt until this turn right here, and I don't get the Parahacks, I guess. I can't flinch because I do have inner focus, so para-flinching wasn't that big of a deal, but finally get this thing taunted, but his rocks are now back up, which really sucks because my freaking Victini is going to be taking a lot of entry hazard damage coming in now, so it was a really stupid play for me not to taunt him earlier, and I really hated myself for that play. I cringe every time I see that series of plays, my goodness. Going to Rose Raid now, because I know I can live the rocks damage and the life orb, but I know that even with the rain up, HP Fire, I can take it out of that range, so it's gonna die. His last is the Raikou, which does outspeed all of my team. I have Scarf 15, which is faster, obviously, but Raikou's gonna come and outspeed me and kill me off with a, I think, HP Ice here, and yeah, I do see the Life Orb here, so now I have to hope that after the entry hazard damage in the Life Orb, that a V-Create can take it out at this range. The rain's not up, so I'm really hoping that it will, or at least bring it into a range where Life Orb will kill it. So it all depends on this little play right here. I go into Victini, and I go for the V-Create, and we'll see how much it does. Here we go, with the V-Create, as Spade would say, I guess. And it doesn't kill, unfortunately. So that's going to make it be a draw match, apparently, because he's going to die to Life Orb. We actually go for Thunder here and misses, which is kind of hilarious, but because of the speed drops from V-Create, he's going to be faster next turn, take me out with an Aura Sphere. So that's going to be the game. He's going to die to Life Orb, and because of Black and White's logic, he wins this one. Just like I had that other draw where I died to Life Orb, and I end up winning since when I lose because he had the Life Orb. I don't really know. I think how Black and White works is that the last Pokemon to lose HP wins, yeah, last Pokemon to lose HP wins. I only know that because of Battle Subway and whatnot, but anyways, that's going to be a decent Yu-Yu battle, and I'll hopefully have a lot more matches to come. It's just really hard for me to find some these days, but I'm going to try my best. So that's going to be it for today, and I'll see you guys next battle.